Hello there, Cancer. You could be tuning in if you're a Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign in Cancer. First thing that came through is sage, sage, sage. Grab some sage, grab some, bells or Tibetan bells or something, and do some energy clearing. Stand in the corner of each room in your house, clang those bells if you can purchase Tibetan bells, yes. Otherwise, open your windows, open your doors, do a huge sage. What I like to do with sage is burn it and, grab a feather and just like wafting it around. And, make sure the windows are open so that the negative energy can be released. And once you're finished, give it 5-10 minutes with the windows open so all the smoke can go out, and then seal up your house. Even putting salt at the window sills and the door sills. I don't know, bro. There's something going on. Let's get into the 4 bodies of existence for Cancerians. I'm here if you need some assistance. Maybe even a protection for TIs, targeted individuals, or 144,000. You have to ask and you shall receive, through prayer, declarations, and renouncing. But yes, also reaching out to fellow 144,000 members, fellow twin flame beings like myself can assist. So Cancer, let's go into the physical body of existence for you all this week. Okay, so you're really in preparation. This week you're going to see evidence of a true divine union here, okay? Look, there's a lover coming in like a waterfall. I don't know. And I feel like the whole saging thing that came through at the start of this reading was really for y'all to, move into reception for this being to come into your home. Like there may be a sleepover coming, or, if you're living with your partner already, cleansing the area so you all can deepen your connection, your relationship here. But there's definitely a divine union, there's a happy household type of energy, and what Spirit's saying is it could be very unexpected. It could be someone new, it could be someone old but the new version of them, it could be not the one that you're thinking about, okay? And just having faith and trust that you're exactly where you're meant to be, Cancer, and releasing any fear and worry about money, yes, but about your home is coming through. We have the Witch. That was so interesting because I was just thinking about a reading that I did for individual a couple of nights ago, Friday night. I had a bunch of people over and I did a reading for someone and the Witch card came up and it was weird. I was just thinking about it and thinking about how curious it was, the way that I explained it. Now, the way that it's coming through for y'all, yes, it's a number 3, so there's definitely some karmic energy here that, has been imprinting is the word that wants to come through on this connection. Maybe that's what the saging was about as well. However, the Witch archetype represents so much of what has been banished in the shadows about women and their innate connection to the earth spirit, to Sophia, to Gaia. Some texts suggest that the forbidden apple, or even pomegranate in some records, that Eve takes is a metaphor for knowledge, secret, divine, powerful knowledge that women have passed down for generations. So, look, you're really being asked to push the boundaries here in regards to the indoctrinated masculine patriarchal society. It may even be time to do some type of cleansing ceremony, like I just said, bells, salt, sage, that would be perceived as witchcraft. However, it's been shunned by the ones in control because they know the power of it. This card is a calling for you to step up proudly and take back your sovereignty as a wild woman and a daughter of the earth. The Witch is urging you to reclaim your feminine power and rediscover the ancient knowledge of your ancestors. Again, if you're a masculine, your intuition, your belief in your worthiness and your inner magic. You may experience a restless energy that beckons you to stand your ground and fight for what you believe in, to defend your sisters or even the earth, Sophia herself, from further abuse and oppression. The flame-haired and naked feminine here in the moonlight, the Witch, is a powerful card, and she comes with a surge of fiery energy. Take this as a sign, Cancer, to be fearless in your actions now and confident that generations of women have your back. Embrace your divinity and shine your soul, which is feminine in nature, regardless of, your external gender. So really moving into this truth, the veil, the ones that veil, right? Take that as you will. It's not against the flesh, it's against the spiritual authorities in the heavenly places. They have mocked you. Okay? And it's time to just stand in the power of the mysteries of Christ, which is beyond any Bible, which is beyond any indoctrination, which is beyond anything external, anything man-made, right? There's judgment coming through. So, the soul does have this innate, just like you've been conditioned as a child, you want to be a good girl or a good boy type of thing. The soul does have this innate, made in the image of God that is good, desire to be good, right? Release any shame and guilt. It is the lowest vibrational. It is the last sin. It's the only sin in truth. It perpetuates the other self-identity nows. Release any shame and guilt in regards to anything and everything that you've done, specifically revolving around love, but also revolving around speaking your truth, fighting for your truth this week, Cancer. We do have harmony coming through for y'all for this week, Cancer. The bumblebee really does represent, in scripture it talks about milk and honey, right? The honey is truly the representation of the true flesh. Like milk, the calcium in the bones, if you will, which is kind of an indoctrination anyway, not even real, but that's more so of this flesh that goes to dust, whereas the honey is that innate frequency, just like the buzzing of the bee. It's that frequency of the soul. It's your personality. God made you perfect, right? God made you who you're meant to be. Keep being you. Be more you. Be the you that you can be. With this buzzing bee, just moving into harmony. Now, Pisces got this card as well. You're, as the water signs, there's certain currents in the energetic vibrations, but also these are constructs, belief systems in your mental body of existence here, Cancer, in regards to money. One arm in the pain principality, which crosses over and blocks over here your fears of the future in regards to money. 5 representing change. There needs to be a change in the perspective of money, the flow of money for you. You have to move into prayer, declarations, renounces. You have to move into I am affirmations, visualizations. I am abundant. I receive more money than I could imagine. You really have to move into this experience to be with the buzzy bee there. The bee also represents money as well, the pot of honey. Your grace is sufficient, says Spirit. Okay, you are worthy. God is wanting to endow you with abundance this week. Abundance of love, abundance of financial gain, abundance of prosperity, abundance of grace. The way that you treat children really is a reflection of how receptive you are to God's abundant grace. Allow this to manifest this week, Cancer. So 6 of Wands, there is going to be recognition. There is this divine blessing coming through with the spiritual body of existence, sometimes seen as a perceived future, the spiritual body of existence here, Cancer. There's going to be recognition for you when you move into the you that you are meant to be. It just keeps coming through with the be. You're not a human doer, you're a human being. So be it. Don't just speak about it. And it's not practice what you preach, because even practicing is seen as a notion of doing. Just simply be it. You aren't, you're not grateful. You're gratitude itself. You're not graceful. You're grace itself. Move into the middle path there. Move into the being that is being BPB. The river, so flowing like the river as well. This too shall pass, but having the 2 swans there really ties up with the Ten of Cups, and it brings it back to what this whole reading truly is about. It's about a divine twin flame union, a divine twin flame reunion. You've manifested your twin, Cancer, and it's coming through like a waterfall, like a river that's flowing. Flow with grace, okay? Even though the waterfall may look like it's pouring down quickly, it looks graceful. Be like the swan. Hold your head held high with this witch card here, this energy. I nearly said enemy there. So like when the witch card comes out, it can sometimes represent someone that is draining your energy in the physical, okay? And it may just simply be the perspective of the pains of the past, of certain karmic energies, specifically around your twin. So you've retreated from your twin at times and gone into the connection with your children or your inner child, or, divine masculines, divine feminines have hurt you, the opposite sex have hurt you, and, you've really retreated into your inner child or connection with your children. Like Cancer, it's all purposeful, okay? And it's all been to add to the fullness of your reaping in the harvest, which in your divine will, specifically for the ones that I channel for, it's the 144,000. You have twin flame union in your inheritance, in your divine will. When you flow with the river here in the spiritual body of existence of your divine will, it comes through. So we have fine wine. Longing is the portal of wholeness. Yeah, forgive yourself for any longing. It's legit the reception of the soul. It's all purposeful. Oh heart, learn from the unopened bud. Stop complaining about enclosure. Don't you know the morning breeze unites all that is closed? The cure for the hardened heart is the temptation of love. Raise your head, the remedy is here, and so is the one that heals. Haviz. Something is capturing your heart and pulling you close, Cancer. It is the presence of the beloved or the feeling of missing love. Sufi sages have written for ages about the transformative potential of longing. They consider longing for love as the medicine of every heart. The pain of the heart is the thread that leads you to heal the sickness of your soul. Again, the soul ain't sick. It has been polluted, I suppose, but in truth, I just want to bring it back to the soul is imperishable, it's untouchable, it stands with God and spirit. Haviz is calling you to follow him into a new way of being in this world. He invites you to say yes to the incredible unfolding and feeling of blossoming. Remember, dear one, that the longing for love is an absolutely necessary part of life. The fire of love increases in the state of longing, while the excitement decreases when we relentlessly remain in the arms of the beloved. Like everything that is created, love has a dual nature, positive and negative, masculine and feminine, through the perspective of the lenses here on earth. The masculine side of love is, I love you. Love's feminine quality is, I am waiting for you, I am longing for you. It is the feminine side of love, the longing for the lover, the cup waiting to be filled, that leads the lover to the beloved. Sufi wisdom is inviting you not to feel badly, Cancer. Your longing will soon enrich your life by giving you goals to achieve. You are experiencing a primal pain, the pain of separation. Embrace the suffering and allow it to lead you deeply within yourself. Be assured that it will take you deeper and away from the prison of your limited self to the freedom and wholeness of your divine nature. The mantra for you this week, Cancer, is propel me into the divine sweetness of the love of the beloved. Pour the divine wine into me. Fill me and then drink from my lips. Let me glimpse a sweet, wonderful moment of the paradise of love. Hope this reading has helped your Cancer. I'm here if you need anything. I just want to let you know that there is a special on this week for all recorded sessions, $50 AU. Today is the last day. Namaste. Amen.